If you've been thinking about purchasing a new electric vehicle, you're certainly aware of the shifting financial and political landscape related to pricing and incentives. And if you're not, well, you should be, and I'm here to help navigate this all a little bit. But the main point I'm going to make in this specific video is that maybe instead of looking to purchase, the time is extremely right to lease a new EV instead. It's always nice to be able to make payments towards owning your own vehicle outright. However, the recent changes to federal tax credits for EVs have created a situation where leasing might be the better option. That's because you open yourself up to a greater range of vehicles that still qualify for tax credits, and these credits can better affect your actual monthly payment instead of simply serving as a means to reduce your tax liability in a given year. Sounds confusing? Somewhat, but it's all actually really simple, and I'm going to break it down for you. Under the current rules of the Inflation Reduction Act as it pertains to acquiring a new electric vehicle, in order for a vehicle to be eligible for the max $7,500 tax credit, it needs to undergo final assembly in North America. Then 50% of the value of the battery components are either produced or assembled in North America, and further 40% of the value of the critical minerals sourced for the battery need to come from the US or one of our free trade partners. Finally, the MSRP for vans, SUVs, or trucks has to be under $80,000, and it has to be under $55,000 for other vehicles. And there are some income limits as well. I've posted a link in the description which outlines everything I've mentioned and has a list of all the cars. So with these requirements, if you're looking to buy a new EV, these are the ones that actually qualify for the full $7,500 at this time. The Cadillac Lyriq, Chevy Blazer, Bolt EUV, Equinox, and Silverado, the Ford Lightning, the Tesla Model 3 Performance, the Model Y all-wheel drive, Model Y all-wheel drive long range, Model Y Performance, and then the various trims of the Volkswagen ID.4. Some vehicles still qualify for the $3,750 partial credit. Those would be the Ford E-Transit and Mach-E, the Rivian R1S and R1T, and the Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive long range or rear-wheel drive standard range. There are a few plug-in hybrids that qualify for full or partial credit as well, but I'm just talking full-on battery electrics right now. As you can see, there are definitely a handful of good models that get tax credits, but this list leaves off tons of otherwise great EV options. For example, you don't get a credit if you buy the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or Kia EV6. There are no Benz EQ models listed, none of the upper-rung Tesla models, and no Audi or Porsche models either. Here's the loophole though, as to why I'm saying you should currently consider a lease. The way the Inflation Reduction Act is written is that a leased vehicle qualifies for the tax credit since it's considered commercial. This is because you're technically renting your vehicle from the bank that owns it during your lease period. So the bank will get the lease credit, but the automakers are using this as a direct way to lower your lease payment. Since a new vehicle lease typically sees the automaker, or rather the automaker's finance arm of the company, as the vehicle owner, they can turn around and direct the credit back into the cost of the lease. This lowers the cost and thus lowers your monthly payment. It's almost like you put $7,500 down right off the top. The credit maxes at $7,500 for vehicles under 14,000 pounds, which is what we're dealing with here, even if you include the insane 9,000 pound Hummer EV. Automakers are using this to create more attractive leasing deals for their EVs, especially on those that don't qualify under the purchase rules. Now's the time to dig a bit deeper and find automakers ready to dole out the lease deals. And another bit of good news is that since this tech is improving fairly quickly at the moment, you'll be ready for improved models as they come online 2 and 3 years down the road.